Assalamu alaikum. My name is Manahil Babar and my registration number is 17TE23. Welcome to the 7th lecture of DSP. In the last lecture, we learned about sampling theorem, and in this lecture, we will learn about filters, parameters of filters, and moving average filters. Now, what are filters? Detailed filters are very important part of DSP. Their extraordinary performance is one of the key reasons that DSP has become so popular. Filters have two uses, that is signal separation and signal restoration. Signal separation is needed when a signal has been contaminated with interference, noise, or other signals. Signal restoration is used when a signal has been distorted in some way. These problems can be attacked with either analog or digital filters. Which is better, either analog or digital? Digital filters can be achieved thousands of times better performance than analog filters. Analog filters are cheap, fast, and have large dynamic range in both amplitude and frequency. Digital filters, in comparison, are vastly superior in level of performance that can be achieved. Next is parameters of filters. Information represented in time domain and frequency domain. Information represented in time domain describe when something occurs and what the amplitude of the occurrence is. In contrast, information represented to frequency domain is more indirect. Good performance in time domain result in poor performance in frequency domain and vice versa. Time domain parameters. There are three parameters in time domain, that is step response, overshoot, and linear phase. Step response. First, the step response describes how information represented in time domain is being modified by the system. Now we see the comparison between slow step response versus fast step response. This is slow step response and this is fast step response. In slow step response, the speed in that rise time is also slow. In this, rise time is fast. This is poor step response and this is good step response. Next parameter is overshoot. Next parameter is overshoot. In this step response, overshoot must generally be eliminated because it changes the amplitude of samples in signal. This is a basic distortion of information contained in time domain. Overshoot versus no overshoot. In this figure there is overshoot, that is this. In this figure there is no overshoot. This is good overshoot and this is poor. In this overshoot, the speed that rise time is fast and this rise time is slow. Next is phase linearity. Symmetry between the top and bottom halves of the step. This symmetry is needed to make the rising edges look the same as the falling edges. This symmetry is called linear phase. Comparison between non-linear versus linear phase. This is non-linear phase. There is a difference between the top and the bottom. This is a linear phase, that is the same top and bottom. Now next is frequency domain parameter. There are three frequency domain parameter, that is roll off, pass band, and stop band attenuation. First is a roll-off. In frequency domain, step response is called roll-off. To separate closely spaced frequency, the filter must have a fast roll-off. Comparison between slow roll-off versus fast roll-off. This is slow roll-off and this is fast roll-off. This is good and this is poor. Next is pass band. For the pass band frequencies to move through the filter unaltered, there must be no pass band ripple. This figure ripple in pass band and this is flat pass band. This is good and this is poor. Next is stop band attenuation. To adequately block the stop band frequency, it is necessary to have a good stop band attenuation. Comparison between poor stop band attenuation versus good stop band attenuation. In this transition are more, in this transition are less. Next topic is types of filter. There are four basic types, that is low pass filter, high pass filter, pass band filter, and band reject filter. First is low pass filter, which pass only low frequencies and reject high frequency. This is called low pass filter. Next is a high pass filter, which pass only high frequency and reject low frequencies. Next is band pass, which only pass certain band frequencies. Next is band reject, which only rejects certain band frequencies. High pass, band pass, and band reject filters are designed by starting with a low pass filter and then converting it into a desired response. High pass filter derived from low pass filter. As we know, there is impulse response, that is denoted by delta n, which pass all frequencies, and low pass, which pass only low frequencies. The output y of n is equal to output of all pass system minus the output of low system. Since the low frequency component are subtracted from the original signal, only the high frequency component appear in the output. This is a high pass filter. This also show by the graph that this is a impulse response, this is a low response. Impulse response minus low pass filter, we get high pass filter. Next is band reject filter derived from low pass and high pass. When high pass plus low pass, we get band reject filter. Band pass filter derived from band reject, that is impulse response minus band reject. This is impulse response minus band reject, we get band pass filter. Next topic is moving average filter. The moving average filter is the most common filter in DSP, mainly because it is the easiest digital filter to understand and use. In spite of its simplicity, the moving average filter is optimal for a common task, that is reducing random noise while retaining a sharp step response. This makes it premier filter for time domain encoded signals. However, the moving average filter is the worst in frequency domain for encoded signals with little ability to separate one band of frequencies from another. Noise reduction with step response. Not only is a moving average filter very good for many applications, it is optimal for a common problem, reducing random white noise while keeping the sharpest step response. For example, the signal is a pulse buried in a random noise. The smoothing action of moving average filter decreases the amplitude of random noise, that is good, but also reduces the sharpness of the edges. One of all possible linear filters that could be used, the moving average filter produces the lowest noise for a given edge sharpness. The amount of noise reduction is equal to square root of the number of points in the average. That is 11 point moving average filter, and that is 51 point average filter. In this, noise is small, step response good, smoothing less, and computational cost is also low. In this, noise is low, step response bad, smoothing is more, and computation cost is more. As number of point in the filter increases, the noise become lower. However, the edges become less sharp. Next is frequency response. The roll-off is very slow and stop band attenuation is ghastly. Clearly, the moving average filter cannot separate one band of frequencies from another. Remember, good performance in time domain results in poor performance in frequency domain and vice versa. In short, the moving average filter is an exponentially good smoothing filter, the action in time domain, but an exponentially bad low pass filter, the action in frequency domain. This is a frequency response of moving average filter. The moving average filter is a very poor low pass filter due to its slow roll off and poor stop band attenuation. That is 31 point frequency response, that is 11 point, and that is 3 point. In 3 point roll off, that is step response bad, reject band maximum. In 31 point moving average filter roll off good and reject band minimized. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you.